Hey, Isaac. Did you figure all along that you were going to end up being on the 40-man, or did you have any doubts at all? What was the reaction?
I mean, I think everybody kind of hopes that they get that chance to be put on the 40-man. It's not something that I knew was going to happen, but I was hopeful for it. I was happy with the progress I made down there in Bowie, and was happy to get the chance to kind of join the team here with the 40-man.
Rich Dubrow, you're up next. Go ahead, Rich.
Hey, Isaac, this was your first year in the Oriole organization, and despite not being able to pitch in games, do you feel at home here? Do you feel like you have a good sense of where the organization is heading?
Yeah, absolutely. It was tough not having games this year, but one of the big things that the Orioles did was allowed us the opportunity to hop on some video calls throughout quarantine. And then once we finally got down to Bowie, it was really great to just spend time with those guys. Even with us separated from the position players, I was still able to get to know the pitchers really well, and the coaches and the staff here are great. So it's definitely, I definitely feel more at home than I did about a year ago, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Dan Connolly, you're up next. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, Isaac, how important was it to get this step for you? I mean, obviously you're knocking on the door now, but I mean, is it even more important because, you did not have this year?
I mean, I think every year is important, and every step's important. So this one was a big one for me, and I'm thankful for all the people that have helped me get here. But, the job's not done, and there's still a little bit ways to go for me. And then I know the Orioles have their sights set on competing well in the East. So I hope to be able to contribute at that level.
Nathan Ruiz, you're up next. Go ahead, Nathan.
Hey, Isaac, you've been touching on the progress you made in Bowie. Where do you feel like you improved kind of despite the circumstances of this year?
I mean, probably the biggest area I improved was that slider. It's always, each year I kind of have a project pitch, and looking at the numbers, that was something that could definitely improve for me. So as the year went on down in Bowie, it was great to get the progress we had and use the technology and get with coaches and try to find out the best way to attack guys with it. And then by the end of it, I was super comfortable going to it consistently. And I was just happy with that progress. And again, just being more comfortable in the new setting really helped out.
Steve Molesky, you're up next. Go ahead, Steve.
Isaac, when I interviewed you in July, you mentioned at some point in your career you might want to look to add velocity. Have you looked at that at all, or are thinking about it? Or do you say, on the other hand, look at all the success I've had, with exactly where I'm at, and maybe I don't need to make any adjustments?
Well, I mean, it never hurts to have more velocity, but kind of looking at things, I was happy with the way we were able to manipulate some of the pre-pitch stuff with our training staff and our strength coaches. And that's helped out a lot as far as being able to sustain high velocities and then be able to recover and come back that next day and be ready.
Joe Trezza, you're up next. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Isaac, just looking at some of your numbers from your minor league career, the one thing that really jumps out is the strikeout numbers. And for people who might not have seen you pitch very much or don't know that much about you, like how do you get those numbers? Why do you think that those are the way they are?
I mean, just attacking hitters and trying to be in zone more than out of zone, more times than not. So for me, it's always been pretty simple. And if I'm able to, execute first pitch strikes, and then when it gets later in the count, being able to execute with either off speed or setting up a guy late, the strikeout's never really been the goal, but putting myself in a position to be in control of that situation when it comes to battling hitters, I do my best with that.